Welcome to the Big Blue Radio Show, coming to you on Tulsa Community College's online radio station, The Grid, and on the Creativity Channel. I'm Greg Stone, Provost of TCC's Metro Campus in downtown Tulsa.
And I'm Lee Goodson, President of Tulsa Community College. A few months ago, TCC was one of only 30 schools selected in the American Association of Community Colleges to participate in the new Student Success Initiative aimed at increasing graduation. Today, Dr. Cindy Hess, TCC's Chief Academic Officer, is here to talk to us about the program and what it means for students.
Dr. Cindy Hess is our guest today in the studio on the Big Blue Radio Show.
Well, Dr. Cindy Hess, we are so glad to have you here on the Grid today at the Big Blue Radio Show, and we're doing so many exciting things here
at
Tulsa Community College, and I'm sort of cheating with this interview because you and I talk all the time, but I think our listeners would be very interested in some of the activities that you're leading for the college. So we're part of Pathways, and it's a big deal, and we kind of want to talk about it all the time because we're excited about what's to come. But we don't want to talk about it too much because we don't know how fast we're going to get there. And so there's that going on. But tell us what Pathways is and really how we came to become part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pathways, from my perspective, and I think from most people's perspectives, is really about stitching together all of the best practices that we know increase student learning into one cohesive whole, and designing a college around the student experience as opposed to around individual work of faculty, individual work of student affairs, individual work of a bursar, for instance. It's really about looking at the college and the work through the student lens and making sure that every aspect of the student experience is designed to achieve the maximum success for a student.
What was the application process like? Because we were only one of 30 schools
intense,
out of 200 some applicants, right?
That's right. It was intense. If you know Dr. Goodson, you know that when she intends to apply for something, she intends to win that thing. And so it was my first experience really in seeing how relentlessly focused she can be on getting what the college needs. It was really a great experience because it was all about preparing ourselves to do the very best job that we could do not to impress, but it was to impress, the panel that was going to be reviewing us. And so we really did do everything in all of our power to be successful, and we were prepared to not be successful on some level, but we knew we had given it our best shot. So we did a lot of studying. She made us do index cards in preparation for the interview itself. We had backup in the room because it was a phone interview, but it was really a lot of good work around kind of seeing where we were from a college perspective and what our capacity might be from an institutional courage perspective and from a student perspective in terms of the practices.
Talk about the institutional courage just a moment. We learned at the first Pathways Institute in San Antonio, where we just came from, and of course it's all sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, but we learned that the administrative really enthusiasm and commitment to it is a really big deal. But talk about the board support that we got and the faculty support that we got through the process.
Well, we couldn't have gotten into the Institute without either one of those groups' support. The board support was critical because when you embark upon this work, it means significant change, and change can always bring with it a lot of turmoil. And most boards are oriented towards stasis. They want things to be even keeled, and they want things to be running well and doing well. And the kind of change that is required for us to accomplish the Pathways work means that things will be different, and that can create a lot of difficulty on some level from a change perspective. The faculty, it was what we did was really talk to them about what it was that this would mean in the way of faculty work and what the focus was going to be. And we are so fortunate to have such a strong group of our faculty association, and their willingness to take a risk with the new leadership to do the right thing for students. So it required courage on their part as well, because we couldn't fully articulate what all of the changes would be, but they were willing to go with us on
Leap
this
of
journey.
faith. Yeah,
Sure.
they took a leap. I've been really impressed about how everybody is excited to do better work. I mean, we're doing good work already, and we're really going to not just the next level, we're talking about taking it up multiple levels, and it's very exciting, I think.
I think that speaks to the talent that we have in our Tulsa Community College employees, and their thoughtfulness about the work that they do, and their desire to provide the very best that they can, you know, based on their individual roles for student success. And what might be different is that this project, this institute, will provide us ways to connect all those individual roles into a manner that helps our students be successful in the long run and in the short run. So it's really about the compilation of all of those people's hopes and dreams into what an excellent student experience should be.
And you just mentioned student success, and both of you have talked about that we shouldn't think of the Pathways Initiative as being another project. This is really about operationalizing our strategic plan.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
And really focusing on student success more than the label Pathways. How do you want our employees, faculty and staff, as well as community supporters, to think of the Pathways Initiative?
I believe strongly that it's about redesigning the student experience from recruitment and from working with our high schools to a student's entry into the college experience, whether that's in concurrent enrollment or through another traditional sort of means of joining the college, through all of the intake processes and the experience that they have in the classroom, and then to their next step in terms of a career or a transfer opportunity. It's about redesigning that whole. The reason it's called a pathway is that it is a guide, it's a roadmap that helps students to not have to think about some of the stuff that we should be thinking more about, but to focus on the learning and making sure that we're doing what we know is the right thing to do for students based on research that we've read for years and years. This is an opportunity for us to put it all into practice.
And those are some great benefits to the project. What are the challenges as an institution that we're facing in terms of how to make this operational? Because it's not just flip a switch and it's done.
That's exactly right. It's a process. And it involves change. I mean, that's the reason people love it, and that's the reason people have a challenge with it, is because it represents significant change. And just from a personal standpoint, all of us want change, but we're not sure that we want to be the ones to change. And that's just a very natural human trait. And it causes us to have to question almost everything that we do. And some people can feel very defensive about what their current practice is and be, on some level, less willing to take that next step. So change is just hard for people. It's hard for everyone. It's hard for our students. And being uncomfortable can be a difficult place to be. So I think the biggest challenge is just the change that is going to be required of all of us.
So you're the senior vice president, you're the chief academic officer, and you are on the strategic planning steering committee. And a lot of people said, okay, well, we just got done with the strategic plan. Why are we going into Pathways? Is it the flavor of the month?
Right.
You know, so talk about why we decided to go ahead and go for it, even though we just finished.
Well, I think the strategic plan just really underlined the importance of our need to focus on this particular direction. What we did with what the strategic plan told us, and through the data gathering process, was really about students told us, faculty and staff told us, our other stakeholders, the external stakeholders told us that we needed to focus on improving the student learning experience. We needed to focus on more personalized service for students. We needed to focus on making sure that our programs were connected to specific needs in the community. All of that information provided us a means for focusing our work. And the Pathways Project really is a compilation of many of the strategies that we'd already incorporated into the strategic plan. The Pathways Institutes provide us a lot of technical expertise around how to go about creating those opportunities and creating those changes for our students and for our employees.
You've been in your role as Senior VP and Chief Academic Officer for a little less than a year now. It's not quite time to say happy anniversary, but it's close.
April Fool's Day is the day.
April Fool's Day. I'll just leave that joke aside. But
It feels like a long time, though.
It does feel like a long time.
What surprised you about the job? I mean, you obviously knew this job well. You've been in similar roles in other institutions. But what has surprised you since you've been in this job for nearly a year?
I love this job. I mean, it really is my dream job. And I think what's been so surprising is how open people are to taking some risks and doing the hard work around improving the student learning experience, and how ready people are for the work. I think I love the work. I love the internal work. I love being sure that our systems are connected. I have a great team. We have a great team.
We do have a great team.
We have awesome provosts. We have
a really good Metro provost.
He does fine. He's
pretty
great.
Good, yeah.
I'm out of 20s. I'll write you a check later.
We do.
Okay.
We have, and they
We have a great
represent.
team.
They're so diverse in terms of their backgrounds and their abilities, and I think that it's just a great place to be and a great time to be here.
It is. Nationally, community colleges have been called upon to solve this completion challenge that our students have, and to solve the lack of a qualified workforce. And so it's a great time to be at a community college and a great time to be here at TCC.
We probably have time just for one more question before the big question. So let me ask you, before you were in this role, previously you were provost at the Northeast campus, and you've been in academic leadership roles in North Carolina and also at St. Louis Community College. How did your work there prepare you for this job here? What did you bring back with you?
I had no idea what it would do for me, but it's kind of the same sort of thing about the first time you go out of your own state for even a short trip. It's like the first time that you ever go overseas. It was life-changing for me to recognize how big the world is and how many different ways there are to do a thing. The other thing that it prepared me for and gave me some practice with is really getting a good sense of the culture, because culture is so important, and every college, every state has a different culture. And I was fortunate enough to go to a more rural sort of environment, and then also to be in a really large metropolitan urban environment. So it just opens your eyes to things that you didn't even know that you didn't know. And so you have a much broader perspective of ways that things can happen and ways that things can be. And you also recognize how small you are, from an importance standpoint.
That's great. So we have what's called the big blue question. Yes.
I love this question.
Yeah, the big
actually,
question.
yes.
The big question is for the Big Blue radio show on the grid at Tulsa. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, the big question is, if you were able to give your 18-year-old self some advice, what would that be?
That has been hard for me to think about, because it's just a hard question. The main thing I think I wish that somebody had told me and convinced me of is that I had a right to be confident. I was not self-confident. I may have appeared that way, but I really had a lot of doubts about my abilities, and that was something that I still have doubts about my abilities, but I also have a lot more confidence. So I wish I had known that I was smarter than I thought I was.
I think a lot of our students could benefit from that kind of advice.
You just
Definitely
never know.
good advice for anybody at any age, I think.
Well, we're out of
Well,
time already for
thank
today, but thanks to
Thank
our
you.
Senior Vice President, Dr. Cindy Hess, for being here with us. We really appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us as well. Remember, you can find us every week online at The Grid, tulsacc.edu/thegrid, and on the Creativity channel. We'll see you next time.